everyone, it's Caslow and welcome back to my channel. It's time for the first segment of my RPG Club playthrough of the detective RPG, Disco Elysium. But before we get started, what is the RPG Club? I've been an avid listener of the podcast The RPG Years, and its predecessor podcast The RPG Golden Years, and RPG The After Years. The podcast focuses on RPG reviews and news. They regularly do a community event known as the RPG Club. Imagine a book club, but for RPGs. They break up a community-chosen RPG into digestible chunks, usually about 5 hours, and discuss those segments every 2 weeks like a book club. If you want to check out the RPG Years, you can find a link in the description below. Disco Elysium is a pretty non-traditional RPG, with no actual combat. Instead, the game plays more like an isometric point-and-click adventure game, with the story being told through dialogue trees and dice roll skill checks. In addition, some development is restricted to a strict amount of time passing in-game. Time does not actually pass until the player does certain actions, or partakes in dialogue with certain NPCs. The story starts off with the main character hung over in his hotel room, with no clothes on, and amnesia so bad he can't remember his name. After finally getting dressed, the main character walks out of his room to find a woman smoking a cigarette, who indicates the main character is a police detective. Heading downstairs to the lobby, the main character meets his partner, Kim Kitsuragi, and learns he's supposed to investigate the murder of a man who had been lynched behind the hotel. He also discovers he's lost his badge and gun. Heading behind the hotel, the main character discovers 2 hoodlum kids throwing rocks at the hanging body of the victim. After dealing with the kids, the duo approach the body, whereby the main character cannot take the stench, and throwing up. Eventually he gets to the point where he can examine the body, discovering it's been hung by a steel-reinforced belt. Kim attempts to shoot down the body to no avail, so the duo decide to recruit the help of workers at the nearby docks to help get the body down. Along the way, the main character begins to discover various side stories going on in the area, including a romantic crush between the hotel bartender and barmaid, and a seemingly haunted bookstore. At the docks, the workers' union is on strike, so the main character needs to meet with the union boss to get their assistance. However, to get to him, the main character has to get past the burly Measurehead, a Seminese supremacist. In order to get past him, the main character has to look deep into himself and learn about racism, or something. Eventually, Measurehead lets the main character through, where he meets Everett Clare, the union boss. Clare refers to the main character by his real name, Mr. Dubois, and seems to know something about the location of his missing gun, but refuses to help with finding the gun unless Dubois does something for him, specifically going to unlock the door of one of the union's enemies. Regardless, Everett allows Measurehead to help the duo get the body down from behind the hotel, which accomplishes the final task of this section. I'm not entirely sure this game is for me. While I'm okay with the general weirdness of the game and the oil painting-like style, including the situation the main character is in, I just can't get into the writing. It feels like the politics is overly complex, and the game just lays out complex terms and names at you just at a million miles an hour. It just makes my brain turn on. This feeling wasn't helped when I seemingly soft-locked myself when confronting the union boss. The interaction required a certain amount of morale, and I didn't have it left, so I needed medicine to complete the mission, but couldn't leave the docks to purchase any, so I had to reload from a previous save and lost 30 minutes of progress. It turns out I could have found a bunch of medicine inside the docks, so I didn't actually soft-lock myself, but it was still pretty frustrating to go through. With that said, the intrigue of what's going on will keep me going. I want to solve the murder, and it seems like the union boss is someone I'm gonna have to take down. I just seemingly want to see where everything goes, even if I'm not really enjoying the writing. But that's it for this segment of the Disco Elysium RPG Club. If you want to follow along, be sure to hit that subscribe button to see new videos when they are posted. Additionally, if you want to check me out elsewhere, I have links to my Twitch, Twitter, and Discord in the description below. See you all next time.